It wasn't my fault. Is that the excuse you make after all of your failures? I'm not making excuses. Failure after failure after failure. No desire to improve yourself. You're a joke of a lawyer, JJ. Don't call me JJ. That's all you have to say? How pathetic. You don't even deserve to stand in your grandfather's shadow. My grandfather? I'll prove you're wrong. I can do better. Oh, it's you, Sparrow son. Have you come to berate me too? What? No. I'm just here to tell you to wake up. Wake up, monsieur. Wake up. Hey, can you hear me? I said wake up. A new day. Isn't this supposed to be the day of the trial? I should really be going, because I have gone over the 4 hours. And my throat is getting sore. But come on, monsieur, wake up. I said wake up. You're starting to worry me. Oh, thank goodness. I wasn't sure whether I would have to find a doctor or a mortician. Ugh. My head. Where am I? The Pont des Arts. You know, by the Louvre, in Paris, France. I just fished you out of the Seine. Nearly broke my rod doing it. Wait, I know you. You're that disrespectful lawyer guy. Giro Falco or something. What time is it? Actually, what day is it? You hit your head pretty hard, huh? It's the 21st of January, and around 9 o'clock in the morning by my reckoning. 21st? 9 o'clock? Oh no, the trial. I should have been at the court assizes 10 minutes ago. You're running late, but take it easy, monsieur. I'm sure they'll be understanding. Maybe if I sprint it. In your condition, that would be stupid. Take a seat. Clear your head. I'll go get some dry clothes. No time. Wait, monsieur. At least take this before you go. What's this? A dip pen? No, wait. It's a modern fountain pen. Bone handle? Gold nib? This is very fancy. Thanks, monsieur. But this isn't mine. Really? Are you sure? You were holding it pretty tightly when I found you. I was holding this? Then I suppose it has to be mine. Fountain pen has been added to your evidence folder. Thanks, fisherman. I owe you one. Hey, don't call me fisherman! It's 9 o'clock. I believe it's time for the roll call. Is the defense not present? Such unprofessionalism. If there is no defense, then this trial cannot proceed any further. We must make a ruling based on the evidence that has already been presented. I will now converse with the jury. We shall decide whether Prince Juan is guilty of murdering Major Howe and of conspiring to murder the king. Your Honour, may I have a word? Fine, but make it quick. I'm a firm believer that a trial must be orderly and punctual. There is no room for wishy-washy dilly-dallying. But it seems somewhat rash to end a trial session the moment it is due to start. Perhaps it would be prudent to wait 5 or 10 minutes in case the defence is just a little tardy. Then the trial still has a chance to proceed and justice will be served. You are the prosecution, are you not? You have nothing to worry about. A guilty verdict is all but guaranteed. Your Honour, you appear confused. I'm not here to secure a guilty verdict. Of course you are. You're a prosecutor. By definition, you're here to prosecute. No, my job description is to prosecute, but I am here in this courtroom to ensure that justice is served. An unfair and unbalanced trial is not in the spirit of justice. That's very honourable of you, but If the defence is absent, then there is little that can be done. I'll hear no more about this matter. I will now talk with the jury. The defence is present, Your Honour. You're too late, Falcon. Monsieur JJ, you look like a total mess. Did you take a morning swim in the Seine or something? Something like that. Your Honour, we are all present. We are only 3 minutes over schedule. Let's just needlessly dirty the pure name of justice. Let's not needlessly dirty the pure name of justice. Rules are rules, prosecutor. Falcon clearly had no respect for legal procedure. Frankly, for turning up while looking like a drowned rat, I ought to hold him in contempt of court, Your Honour. But, Your Honour, rules are rules. One more word out of either of you and I shall have you both disbarred. It's a pity. The King of France was most looking forward to standing behind the witness podium. The King of France? He's here? Oh, are we not doing the trial after all? That's a pity. Your Majesty, what a surprise. Well, you see, you know, it's my 7th time testifying against a would-be assassin. But it's the first time seeing a trial where the case has ended before it even began. Well, the defense, he was late, and, oh, pish posh. France didn't become a great and dignified kingdom through rigorous punctuality. Let's go ahead with this trial, it'll be fun. Look, I'll say the oath to get us started. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Did I get it right? That was perfect, Your Majesty. JJ, I trust you have no objections with the King just testifying? No objections here. Going ahead with the trial is fine with me. And surely you wouldn't stand in the way of the King, would you, Your Honour? Fine. Proceed with the cursed trial. Excellent. Now, Your Majesty, could you tell us your activities on the day of the murder? My activities? Well, I started my day with tea and toast, as I normally do. I was dressed in my PJs at the time. I think you can skip ahead a little, perhaps to the arrival at the Louvre. Ah, right, of course. Well, my entrance to Entourage and I entered there through the Louvre's south entrance around 9 o'clock. We passed through the Salle du Tiber with little fanfare. At the Grand Gallery, I unveiled the new painting and gave a short speech to inspire the citizens who attended. That's when I was approached by a man claiming to be the Prince of Spain. He presented a rose which was taken by Major Howe, and well, I think you know the rest. Indeed we do, Your Majesty. Madams and Messieurs of the court, what we have here is another testimony that establishes Prince Juan's guilt. And this is no ordinary testimony. It is a testimony of perhaps the most trustworthy man in all of France. Oh, you flatter me, prosecutor. But I am the trustworthiest in all of the kingdom, aren't I? I have no doubts, Your Majesty. Nonetheless, I would like to perform a cross-examination. How dare you doubt your king? The utter nerve. Oh, calm yourself, Judge. I have no qualms with standard legal procedure. Defense, please proceed. I want to see your best courtroom drama material. Your Majesty, you say that you were presented with a rose by the Prince of Spain? Indeed, he formally introduced himself. I knew he was telling the truth because he called me Signor. Majesty, prosecutor, members of the court, brace yourselves, because I have a revelation that will turn this trial on its head. Juan Querido is not the Prince of Spain. That's not a revelation, Falcon. It isn't? Of course not. We all know that the current ruler is Queen Regnant Isabella II, and that she has no children. The Queridos are obviously pretenders to the throne. Prince Juan's title is probably self-appointed. But his name isn't even Juan Querido. I don't even think the fox is Spanish. So what? So what? That's important. JJ, what's important is that this man is accused of committing murder and of conspiring to kill the king. That is what's in dispute here. The man's name is irrelevant. He could be named Juan Querido or Bob Struney, for all I care. It doesn't change the events that transpired on the morning of January 6th. I suppose that's true. Do you have another question about Prince Juan? I find it curious that Major Howard snatched the rose before you could take it. Why did he do that? The Major has always been a protective fellow. I think he was just doing his diligence as a royal guard. And given how he took the figurative bullet for me, I would say that he did his job well. Well, I can't argue with that. Do you have another question for Prince Juan? No. Never mind, I have more questions about Prince Juan. I have no more questions. You say you entered the Louvre from the south entrance? Indeed. We approached from the Hotel de Ville, so it was an easy riverside stroll. Did you see anyone suspicious around the Louvre's entrance? Suspicious? I'm afraid not, monsieur. Just the regular riverside types. Bourgeoisie, vendors, people who fish, and the like. I see. Do you have another question about the King's arrival at the south entrance? What was the other one? Yeah, I'm not going to say are you sure, because that's kind of saying the king is lying. Your Majesty, you say you passed through the Salle du Tibre uneventfully? Indeed. We stopped briefly to look at the paintings and then moved on to the Grand Gallery. What did you see in the Salle du Tibre? Could you elaborate? What did you see in the Salle du Tibre? What did I see? Well, Roman stuff mostly. I mean, aside from the Roman artifacts, for example, did you talk to someone in the room who wasn't a member of your entourage? You're reaching, JJ. The king already testified that he passed through without encountering anything of interest. I want the king to elaborate. I have reason to believe that this was a key moment on the day of the murder. I want the king to elaborate on exactly what and who he saw. Then I suppose that you will have to proceed, Your Majesty. Alright, let me think. So there was that giant doorstop, and there was that copper urn thing. Oh, there was something else now that you ask. I was offered a box of chocolates by some peasant mademoiselle. I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but Major Howe was keen to accept a chocolate or two on my behalf. What? Did I say something startling, prosecutor? No, please continue, Your Majesty. I think the prosecution is startled because he just came to the realization that I was not spouting drivel in the previous trial session. Well, that's debatable. To cut a long story short, Your Majesty, this mademoiselle may hold some relevance to the case at hand. Could you describe her? Really? She's relevant? Well, let me think. I didn't get a good look at her face, but she was a sorry looking swan, probably in her late teens or early 20s. A young sorry looking swan, you say. I don't suppose her name was... Sign? Mademoiselle Sign? That sounds familiar. Why yes, I think that was it. She was called Mademoiselle Sign. I see. This is undoubtedly significant. Mademoiselle Sign gave chocolates to Major Howe minutes before he died. Now, just 1 minute. I see what you're alluding to, JJ. You're suggesting that the gifted chocolates killed the Major. But that line of reasoning holds no weight because the evidence is circumstantial. Circumstantial, my tail feathers. The king just testified that Major Howe ate chocolates. Yes, that much is no longer in dispute. But you still have not proved that the chocolates were poisoned. Without that, we must assume that the swan was merely offering a gift, rather than speculating that she is a murderer. Yes, yes! Shame on you, defense. Implicating a poor innocent girl like that? Absolutely disgusting. Why, I ought to end this trial. Hold on, I do have evidence that the chocolate was, in fact, poisoned. I don't believe you, JJ. If you had a piece of evidence that significant, you would have slammed it down already. Present it. Well, I can't. It's not really the evidence folder type of evidence. Why am I not surprised? The drama was just getting good. Why did you all suddenly go quiet? Well, Your Majesty, it appears that the defense just had a realization of his own. That is, that he lacks the evidence to support his theory. Since he cannot continue with his argument, I believe the cross-examination has come to an end. I'm not done yet. Let me present my evidence. See, I had the chocolate wrapper back in my office and Sparrowson ate it. Stop, JJ, stop, while you still have a little dignity. The results of whatever crackpot pseudo-scientific experiment you performed do not constitute valid evidence. I think this trial is over, Your Honour. About bloody time. You may take your leave, Your Majesty. Very well. I am pleased that justice has been thoroughly served. Until the next assassination attempt, adieu, messieurs. I will now deliberate with the jury. Objection! Sorry? I've always wanted to do that. Sparrowson, are you okay? Yup, the doctor said that I have an iron stomach. Most of the poison passed straight through me. Speaking of which, I would like to testify on that poisoned chocolate issue. I even got a doctor's note. See? It's too late. The trial is over. You can't be serious, Your Honour. The contents of that note could turn this entire trial on its head. You must allow it. Why are you constantly arguing with me? I thought the job of a public prosecutor was to assist the judges. I told you, Your Honour, my job isn't to get a guilty verdict. It is to ensure that justice is served. I swear you are the worst prosecutor in all of France. Go ahead, Sparrowson. Read the contents of the note for the court to hear. This patient, Sparrowson, was submitted to hospital where he displayed a variety of symptoms. These included profuse sweating, a rapid fever, and severe nausea. The patient was diagnosed with poisoning, probably originating from the plant known as aconite, aka monkshood, aka wolfsbane. When we questioned the patient, he admitted to having consumed a discarded chocolate wrapper, potentially carrying the poison. Examining the contents of the patient's stomach confirmed this to be true. As a mental health professional, I believe this patient to be clinically, well, we can skip that bit. Yada yada. Okay, here we go. Signed, Dr. Falret. Thank you, Sparrow son. I don't think I'll ever even need to question you. Between your note and the King's testimony, every angle of the chocolate wrapper business has been covered. Awesome. Wait, did you say the King is here? You can get his autograph later. Right. So, what happens now? Do I get cross-examined by the prosecution or something? To be honest, I see little to cross-examine. Do your damn job, prosecutor. Cross-examine that little annoying liar of a bird. Tear his testimony to shreds. Your Honour, he has a note signed by a medical professional, sick, definitively proving that the chocolate wrapper from the crime scene was poisoned. We could nitpick the details or delve into the doctor's credentials, but I fear it would be a waste of the court's time. Nobody wants that. Gah, so then, what the hell do we do now? We do nothing, Your Honour. This poisoned wrapper has introduced an element of doubt into the case. The prosecution must accept that. But is the level of doubt reasonable? Is it significant? I think the members of the jury will agree. JJ's evidence is still tenuous. Tenuous? A step above circumstantial. You have proven a link, a not wholly illogical link, but you haven't proven beyond a doubt that Major Howe was killed by the chocolate. You are still making far too many assumptions. Where is the empiricism that is required by any good court of law? Where are the witnesses who can back up your claims? Oh, I brought along a witness. Maybe she can help. It's her. Hello? You. Sparrow son? It's great to see you on your feet, and you have been an enormous asset to this case. But what are you trying to pull off here? Now, surprise witness. Surprise witness? Yeah, I remember you mentioning that Cocorico liked calling surprise witnesses, so I thought we could beat him at his own game. I brought the flower girl, Mademoiselle Cyan, so that she can testify about Prince Juan's character. You're putting me in a difficult position, Sparrowson. Just moments before you arrived, we, the court, established that Mademoiselle Cyan is a possible suspect for this case. What? That can't be right. Sparrowson, it's okay. Mademoiselle Falcon, I would like to testify. You want to testify? Do you understand what you are agreeing to? I do. I have accepted my fate. Prosecutor, do you have any objections to me calling upon Mademoiselle Cyan as a witness? No, none. Bearing in mind, of course, that you are here to defend Prince Juan, not to convict Mademoiselle Cyan. Prosecuting is my job. Of course. I have no objections either. Please proceed, witness. Speak the oath. The oath? Say that you swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I swear, Your Honour, I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Good. Very well. Very good. Please state your name and occupation for the court record. My name is Catherine Marie Cyan, and I am a flower seller. Mademoiselle Cyan, tell the courtroom of your activities on the morning of the 7th of January. Very well. I saw the king and his entourage enter the Louvre around 9 o'clock. I followed. When they came to a stop in the Salle du Tube, I stepped forward and offered the king a chocolate. He refused, but a guard, a big dog by the name of Major Howe, was happy to oblige. The guard died because I, personally, had previously added poison to the chocolate. No, that can't be right. I used poison derived from the monk's hood, a notoriously dangerous plant, as a flower seller. It was simple to acquire. Why did you do it, mademoiselle? Why? Monsieur, people have tried to kill the king before, and people will try again. He is a vile man. He has no respect or love for the people who suffer under him. I did it to better the French people. I don't believe that at all. Falcon, say something. Mademoiselle, are you being coerced or threatened? Speak freely. No, monsieur. I'm confessing out of my own violation. It is my guilt and nobody else's. You gained a little favour with the jury. Well, defence, it looks like you wormed a confession out of this murderous pew. I suppose that gets your client, Prince Yuan, completely off the hook. Lucky you. So, shall we wrap this court session up? I rest my case. I don't think so, Your Honour. As far as I can see, Mademoiselle Science's confession completely exonerates my client. I think so. I rest my case. Falcon? You can't be serious. As the public prosecutor for the trial of Prince Juan, I ought to cross-examine the witness to test the validity of her testimony. But in truth, I see little to cross-examine. The Mademoiselle's confession seems to be completely in keeping with the narrative already established in this trial. I will undertake some basic fact-checking to ensure that everything is in order, but my work for this trial is done. Good, very good. I shall now converse with the jury, although I suspect this won't take too long. Don't worry, mademoiselle. We'll get you out of this. Won't we, Falcon? She's just confessed to her guilt. We're not gonna try to make her innocent. Sparrow-son, you are clearly a caring individual, but this outcome is for the best. How? How the hell is this for the best? My parents are safe. That's all I wanted. Your parents? But what about you? Well, that deliberation was straightforward. We find the defendant, Prince Juan, to be cleared of all charges. We therefore find the defendant not guilty. Your Honour, what will happen to me? You? Well, you haven't been formally tried yet. But fortunately for you, we have a free trial slot this afternoon. We should be able to determine your guilt by nightfall. You may even see the blade of the guillotine by tomorrow. How lucky. I see. Then, I suppose this is goodbye, Monsieur Falcon, Monsieur Sparrow-son. Mademoiselle, wait, it can't end like this. I must be honest, I'm most disappointed with you, Senor Falcon. You're disappointed? I did the impossible to secure you a not guilty verdict. Senor, I didn't just hire you to prove my innocence. I hired you because I thought you were a lawyer with a philosophy and ideal. Alas, it appears I hired a man who places his job above his values. I have done no wrong. If the mademoiselle is innocent, then she will be proven as such during her own trial. Will she? Tell me, Monsieur Falcon, have you never before seen a faulty judgment in the courtroom? Done by me. First case. I thought as much. I suspect this is the last you will see of Prince Juan. Wait, before you go, we need our payment. You really are a bottom of the barrel attorney, aren't you? You are an insult to your reputable family name. The Falcon name is reputable. I didn't know that. No, not Falcon. His original name. Perhaps you should learn who your mentor really is, Senor Sparrow's son. His history may surprise you. What's he on about, Falcon? It doesn't matter. I suppose here's your payment. This is less than half of what we agreed. It's more than twice what you deserve. I'm going to go get a drink. Yeah, me too.